Aden, welcome to the show, mate. Thanks for coming on tonight.
No, thank you for inviting me.
I've said that you're one of Melbourne's hardest working comics. Now, someone said to me, it was actually Richie, the Vision Switch guy, said to me, "How old is Aden?" And I don't know how old you are.
I'm 42 this year. Yeah.
42.
Yeah.
I thought he was late 20s.
No, it is. I'm 29, mate. Yeah, it's 29. Just.
I was going to say, I thought, no way.
I've been around for years, mate. Yeah.
So you're actually late 20s?
Yeah, late 20s, turning 30 this year. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 95. Born 95.
Oh, okay. Now 95. What a shocking year that was for me. 95. Oh, a lot of madness. A lot of going in and out of hospital. That's a mental patient type thing. Yeah, back in the 90s. Terrific time. My wife actually joined the church I belonged to in 95, and Aden became a comic, so 95 wasn't such a bad year after all. Now, how many gigs are you doing a week, Aden?
Varies. There's quiet patches and stuff to do, and I think it's just how to get the gigs. So it varies, could be anywhere between 2 to up to 8 probably a week.
But you're kind of like, you never say no to a gig, right? I mean, you are out there hunting gigs, going to everything you can get to.
Yeah, I try to hustle, because as comedians we're a small business, we're a CEO of our own business, especially if we don't have any agencies and stuff like that. So it's you got to really, is how far you're going to go, is how far can you push yourself.
Yeah,
and,
but you also do solo shows, group shows, like you organise those. Like you might do you do the footy club thing and all that. I mean, you do.
I try again. I have a couple of times, and especially for random things last year. With one down at the comedy festival.
Now I'm trying to really emphasise how hard this guy works, because he always turns up at Lamont. Lamont is where I do comedy. Lamont Hotel, Brunswick East. Pop down there if we're on again.
Yeah, Uncle Johnny.
Yeah, Uncle Johnny. But Aden always, I don't think I've ever seen Aden not turn up there. Plus I know he's been doing some kind of private shows in venues with other comedians, like dinner and shows type stuff.
Yeah.
Plus turns up everywhere he can. Now, why comedy? And how did you get started?
Thanks, Alan. It's nice. I reckon I was about 4 years old and I went to church. I was one of those Catholic kids, because of course, because my mum was one of those biggest sinners, and she thought if I go to church, at least once a week, I might know about the fucking sins. I'm not sure, sorry, I swear and stuff, and we had the. I'm not sure. Are you Catholic man yourself?
No. I was kind of like a Church of England person.
Oh yeah.
But the funny thing is that at the Church of England, I don't know if it's the same as Catholic, but they would never talk about the Bible. They talk about everything else. You know what I mean? They talk about movies and pokies, and they talk about the ills of gambling. They talk about everything, but they'd never talk about the Bible. And sometimes you'd want to heckle them. Give us a scripture, from the back seat.
Yeah.
But go on, yes.
I would say, I was 4, and there's about 400 people in this church in Cranbourne, in St Agnes Church in Cranbourne, and I was just sitting on the side doing my own thing, and Father Doug, who was a huge priest in Catholic society, and had a state funeral and stuff like that, and they done one of the services, and he goes, "Now can we see Jesus?" And a big roaring no, except for one. It was me, right on the side. I went, "Who said that?" So I put up my hand and pointed off to a big cross of fucking Jesus, and everyone laughed. And I thought, far out, I could be a comedian here.
Yeah.
That was full.
And also, they say there's always a bit of truth in comedy, because there he was, Jesus hanging on the cross as an epitaph or some sort of visual thing that he was actually there. Mm-hmm. Now, how did you come to do your first gig though? Because obviously, first gig is crossing the precipice.
Yeah.
You're a normal guy. You might be. What career did you have? What work did you normally do?
I was doing cleaning at Coles.
Yeah. So one day you're cleaning at Coles, or you're flipping burgers at Macca's, or whatever people do, or you're a roof tiler, or whatever. And then the next minute you're actually getting up at a pub in front of other people and desperately trying to make them laugh, full of doubt and confusion. How did your first gig come about, Aden?
Weirdly, I started with a bit of improv. I was over at MCG of 2014, where 52,000 screen fans. I'm the first person to ever draft myself and delist myself the same day. I jumped the fence. Really? Got an news interview and then stuff like that, and got all heckled and you're a dickhead, get up the footy field, and English fella comes down to abuse me. He goes, you are the biggest wonker in the whole of Southern Hemisphere. And I was taken back. Because I was only 18 then, and I was taken back. I thought I finally achieved my dreams, being a wanker.
Okay.
My first proper gig.
Yeah, go on.
I did at the Imperial, and it was about 20 comics on, I was about 14th, and I was just shitting myself every time to call out the names of people, and got to the 11th or 12th. I said to the guy, I was going to go to the toilet, I'll be back. So I went to the toilet, had my car and fucked off.
Oh no!
So that was my first ever gig.
Yeah.
Ever at Imperial, across away from the Parliament House.
Yeah. Well, and what's interesting about that is that there's so much truth to that, because that is how everybody feels their first gig. They just want to just run a million miles. They just want to hop in their car and nick off.
Nick off, yeah.
That is absolutely, you have hit the nail on the head.
No, I reckon because it took me a good, kind of 8 months to get off. Like, I had 5 minutes. And I always thought if I get on there, rush it, I was off in about 3 minutes. Not even 3 minutes, I'll be trying to get off, shit myself. Now I want, obviously, more than 5 minutes are enough, usually, at the time, so.
Yeah, right. So the first gig you actually nicked off?
Nicked off.
And then the second, how did you then go back and face the whole dilemma of doing, like, what I'm interested in is, what got you to go, no, stuff it.
Yeah.
I can actually do this, and I want to do it bad enough that even though I nicked off on my first gig, I actually want to. I mean, what was that? Where's that? What was that feeling that you actually could do comedy, even though the first hurdle you fell over?
So I've always been a hustler, always hustle, and sometimes I would lie, because I would like to get on my second gig at the Norfolk Social Club. So I've been doing comedy for many years, and it was about fun. 152 people over at the Norfolk Social Club, right? And the guy gave me 5 minutes, and I was just shitting myself. I was so bad in that minutes that I was actually great.
Really?
I'm not sure if you've done anything like that in your life, but I'm so bad, and then
You wouldn't mind being a bit of an international act. Does that mean again film and TV, or does it mean more like a working comic going around the scene?
I think both. I like to do both if I've got a chance, and just making millions of people smile, I think, and the journey of just going to cities and cities and traveling around and experiencing the world, which I do love to travel as well. But I need a passport first, but then where it can lead me, and if it is going to, that's a gamble you're playing with, but you don't give it your all, you won't know until.
You know what someone said? Interestingly, someone said that however funny you are here. Is however funny you're going to be overseas, which is what you alluded to before, that if you can kind of make it is the wrong word, but if you can get a creative success here, that will then transfer to the UK, US and stuff like that. So that's 100%, that's what someone said to me, that if you're getting laughs here, you'll get laughs there. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it's also, I'm sometimes funny, sometimes not, sometimes hilarious. It's just, I know, in that moment, and I might flick a scale from a paragraph or whatever, and a lot of people have their own. Obviously, can't make everyone,
laugh all the time.
I'll laugh all the time, or I'm always trying to outdo it, and say the rawest things, trying to get a laugh, and that's my kind of addiction.
Yeah.
Today life, yeah.
So, and what about your family and friends? Did they all think you were crazy doing stand-up? Did they think, did they think, Aden, you really, you're a serious guy? Because obviously a lot of people think that comics are different, their persona on stage, is different to how they are. That you can be kind of like a loner brooder type, but then you kind of come to life on stage, that's it, or you can be an introvert in life, and then an extrovert, when the spotlight's on, the microphone's there. How do you describe your family and friends? What do they think?
I love being around people and stuff. I'm not afraid of kind of crowds, and but I'm an extrovert. But when I'm an extrovert, I'm introvert. Like, I'll say g'day to you. If I don't kind of gel with you, I'm quite reserved and quiet.
Yeah, right.
But other times I'm out there, and you're like, oh, gee, no, that's what a day out of 5,000 is, you know. It's he's absolutely wild, and you just never know. I reckon be unpredictable and never let anyone know your next move. You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Wow.
To do that, I'm a bit mixed. Obviously, we all go for a lot of stuff as well, and it's just because as most men, we don't talk naturally to them services and stuff like that, or mates even. So if I can write my life out on stage and make a light of it, that's my kind of healing. So
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Good stuff.
yeah, so it's very rare that I'll create something that hasn't happened in life.
Oh, really?
It's that, yeah.
So you talk about you have experienced some sort of trauma or some sort of stage of readjustment or you know what gives a, I mean, without, you know, exposing some sort of deep thing that shouldn't be exposed. What have you been through?
I grew in Cranbourne government housing, so
Okay.
my mum had mental health issues and
Did she? Wow.
yeah, so she was a very she's a proper Karen. You know, that's so fuck you. Yeah, that's sort of my mum, and then she was more like, she will never hug us or anything like that. So it was a bit awkward when she did, you know, very rarely. So she was always like, going for I'm not sure if it's menopause or whatever at the time.
But she had a genuine mental illness, your mum, so she had like a bipolar or something, or a schizoaffective or a schizophrenia, something like that. Yeah.
And she's a very smart woman as well, but she tried. You see through the anger, you know, so it's like it's hard, you know, because she tried her best to make sure that she would have food on the table, you know, clothes, food and stuff like that. Bills paid, and she was great. And then obviously that, you know, because we're more lean on Dad. With Dad wasn't hardly around, you know.
Right.
But when he was, he'd say I love you and give us hugs, so we leaned on him more.
Yeah.
But he was less, you know.
Less around there.
And that sort of thing. So it's you know, just always bullied and stuff, and very low self-esteem kid. Like, picture me now, but I was like shrugged up shoulders and messed up hair. So kind of like, I'm sick of being sad, and I never thinking about it. And
so you get a bit of depression sometimes. You kind of like, you know what, you know, you get just into your shell sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, and just think about a lot of things, because mum, you know, like my mother is sort of, mum will go, I want to do something in life. Oh, no one's going to hire you to do that, or you're not going to make AFL, or, you know, that sort of.
Oh, no, so this is constant negative vibe thing.
So it's kind of, it's a little kid, you know, on one, so there's always that self-doubt for me, so it's,
Let me just set the record straight for Aden's mother. This guy's the hardest working comic in Australia, I reckon. And anything is possible when you're prepared to put the work in. So, you know what I mean? And it's not, you know, sometimes we think that, and this Rick Rubin says this, sometimes we think that people who are successful are superhumans. You know, they're special people, they've got some kind of special kind of circuitry or something in their heads or whatever. But the truth is, if you're prepared to put the work in and be better than you were the day before and keep improving and be the best version that you can be and be authentic, then, mate, you are a star. So, you know, a future star. So, and that's actually why I liked working with Aden at the Craftman's Corner, because, you know, I knew that the guy was going to turn up, and I knew that he was up for anything and willing and keen, and, you know,
big crowd, small crowd.
Big crowd,
So small crowd. I've dedicated my nights.
And you know what I'll say about mental health? I'll say a couple of things. As a long-suffering person with mental health issues myself, I know that you know, sometimes it's the illness talking. You know, so your mother, so your mother, you know, everything that she said in that, you know, anger and the stuff like that could have actually been the illness, not really her. Sometimes, you know. Anyway, I mean, I regret so many things I've said when I've been mad, but you know, what I mean?
She was always feisty. So never, you know, and you can feel it. You can just feel the tension in the air just bubbling up at times. But she'll tell you that you're a cunt, but that's sort of her way of saying that I love you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of how I have to kind of, you know, deal with day-to-day life, and I believe in myself, and you know, which was being comedy, doing comedy.
It's interesting. It's interesting you say that, Aden, because it's sometimes it's that whole idea of, you know, with people who are very dysfunctional, like you know how your mother was for a few years there. It's that, you know, what is sweet is sour, and what's sour is sweet. You know what I mean? Like that, you laugh at things that aren't funny, and you don't laugh at things that are funny, and it's everything's back to front, and everything's just everything. You know, like, you know what I mean?
So it's like I was like I soon developed to being as a social worker, where you kind of know.
Yeah, social workers kind of support those is probably with.
Yeah, so it's like you know what they're saying and try to get at and stuff without they don't know how to physically tell you. I fucking love you. I'll find you. And you can work out.
I mean, can't love just be I love you. That's it. As opposed to I hate you, you little bastard. And that means love. Yeah, exactly. So it's all that kind of everything's twisted up around. So
look, even my mum had type 1 diabetes as well, so she has fits and stuff like that growing up, and that was like another issue. A lot of people look at like with a dysfunctional family, and like losers type thing, and so it's got by ambulance all the time, and all that jazz into one, and the plus of issues there. So we're all caring for mum, pretty much until she passed away and that. But
she passed away, did she?
Yeah, so it'll be 10 years this year, 3 days before my birthday, 20th birthday. So
okay. Full on.
It was full on, and then I lost my pop 2.5 weeks earlier. So
really?
Two double whammies, and that was the first experience about
how awful, yeah. But you know what I will say. Interestingly enough, when we follow people like Jim Carrey, and other comedians, stuff like that, we do find that somehow, even people like the famous Charlie Chaplin, we find that those early years of struggle and hard, because Charlie Chaplin's mother was had mental illness, and Charlie Chaplin was the first millionaire in Hollywood, by the way, back in that 1915 or whatever it was, 1910. But when we do follow, I mean, it's funny because, see, everybody pays the price in life. You know what I mean? Whether you do it when you're 60, or whether you do it when you're 30, or whether you do it, because for me it was in my 20s, and I was going out of hospital and everything. Like, everyone drinks the cup of crap. You know what I mean? The fact that you had it kind of in those early years could set you up.
Well, it's like I've done everything I experienced as a 30, 40-year-old experienced. Well, as a teen, not even teen, before I was teen and stuff. So,
but you should look at that. If you look at that, and if you can, as a kind of it's going to set you up. It's going to set you up.
I probably actually prefer that as a child than I'm oblivious now to adulthood. So I'm actually weirdly. Yeah, like logically I know about these things, but in reality I don't know. So I was glad it happened early on. I kind of navigate now and
there's interesting saying in the Bible about it's good to carry the yoke when you're young, and I don't really understand what that what that means really, but it's this whole idea that you don't want to be going through this stuff when you're 70. You might as well go through it when you're 15. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're going to carry some heavy burden, I mean, carry it while you've got youth, vigor, and your wits about you. You know what I mean? So I never knew all this about you, man.
A lot of people don't, and I'm doing these a bit more, and I reckon we all have a story to tell, and and it's just like if I can inspire someone else out there in the universe to keep whatever they want, just keep fucking along and believe in yourself, back yourself, because when you have no one else, especially start. Just start if you want to, because it's 100%. It's at the day it's our small business, and a lot of people fall out, and you're your own CEO, and do you want to cancel out or give red hot crack? So
And how have you found? Because I mean I've had it's no secret, but Crazy Ian's had. Crazy Owen Craze I've had 18 admissions in the psychiatric hospital, so I've been a patient. I mean, in the 90s, had 5 admissions 1 year and 3 admissions. I had this big in the 90s. And we had someone say to us, someone said to us, you don't want to have a family because, your daughter she'll be crazy as well. And that's all, of course, bull dust. It's not actually, you can't inherit madness, right? It's basically built on, madness they reckon is built on maybe trauma your mother experienced. That's personal to her. It's not DNA. You know what I mean? And actually, this is actually a commissioner house. So this has a commission.
Right at home, it's $1 million. This is a mansion commission house. So.
Yeah, it's a mansion commission, but it's a commission house all the same. And how do you feel about like obviously do you want to get married, have a family, and kind of reset the Hitchins? like what, give. I mean, do you want to have kids and give them kind of everything that you would have wished that your both your loving father and mother could have given you?
Yeah, I do. But yeah, it's like I'm always on the run. Yeah, I'm always, doing something. Or if I try to weave against, we call it with
the momentum or the
like situations where bad situations, I'll try to weave around without, fighting it. So I do want kids and stuff. I want 10 little Adens just running around, doing be like me, but like that's my son and daughter, Well, that's they, because it's today's terms. But I do want 10 kids, and who knows if it's going to be one person or 15. So so I'm for a kind of family, but feels like I've got a job to do, and trying to go far as I can to.
Sure. So just to segue a little bit, back to the gag writing. So I'm kind of interested in this as I talk to all my guests.
Yeah.
What do you think? What would you to newbies who are watching this or people who are interested in comedy? What is a gag and how is it structured? How is a gag written and structured? Like, what is a gag? Is it kind of like red, yellow instead of blue, red, yellow? Orange. Is it that, or is it?
I suppose because everyone has different what do you call it?
Perspective or notions or whatever.
Like ways how I kind of structure a joke. I structure my jokes in ways of stage. Like I'll say a few times and then kind of figure out on stage my niche is saying a few times and kind of that's a part. And once it's a part which everyone keeps trying to adjust and stuff, I'll kind of keep mine. That could be bad or good thing, but if I'm satisfied with that joke, I'll.
So is a joke saying something that's like part true, or is it pulling something from life?
So mine's like, I'll write it out like the darkest time, and then think, and then I'll kind of where's the funny parts towards the end or naughty part. I'll change it,
That's interesting. So you actually go for the darkest time almost. You go for the times when things haven't worked or the stuff up.
The things I can't say on stage are written, and things that I want people to know about. I got them ones, and got some real naughty dark ones where I'll keep that's for myself. And how can I laugh about that?
Wow.
I've pulled it out a couple of times because the crowd asked, and sometimes it goes well, and I'm a bit shell shocked because I'm like, well, you asked for it, if I want to pull it out, and so it's just structure. It's how to find the funniest in the darkest times. Or nonsense, like
nonsense, like exaggerations. Some people think comedy is about being like smart aleck. You know how you kind of like, the more smart aleck you can be, kind of potentially the funny you can be. Did you try that stuff? Be smart, like a smart ass. That. Did you try and be that in your writing? Kind of like.
Yeah, I think it's not me. I think at the end of the day, it's because I'm quite genuine and like I care about people, make it happen, and I hate seeing them sad, so I kind of can pick them up in any way. So if it's just a gesture or a thrust move or something, get them pregnant or stuff like that. Get them smiling is so I kind of don't want to target anyone individually or groups, so kind of say it as a whole. So
interesting. Aden, you should say, because there's this notion in comedy of, do I hang the crap on myself or do I hang it on others? And interesting enough, there was a sketch comedy show on TV years ago, and they were hanging it on Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, I don't want to, after coming home from work or whatever, sit bonk in front of the TV. I wasn't a big fan of Michael Jackson because of some of the rumours and everything. I didn't. It's not like I didn't hate him, but I didn't want to be reminded of all that stuff on TV.
Yeah, because he had some great songs.
Yeah. Well, even like, but what I mean is that, like as an example, like let's say there's some really controversial character who we don't want to be reminded of. And then they're kind of hanging crap on him and trying to but it's like the whole thing's based in not funny anyway. The whole seed of it is based in
cringe.
Yeah, it's all cringeworthy. The true part of it's cringeworthy, and then trying to find comedy in that is cringeworthy as well. And I always think, kind of like there was a comedian who used to put down what's his name, Paul McCartney from the Beatles. You know, and you kind of think, well, you know, he's a guy and this is the flip side. Paul McCartney's a guy you can really respect. Super successful, was in one of the biggest bands ever. Why would you want to put him down because you think he's lame or you know? And so,
I suppose, there's a lot of people out there, generally speaking, when you're trying to build something, there's always someone's going to try to bring you down or get on top of you and crush it. See how far you can take it. They're the ones that go, oh, yeah, we're still going, you know?
But then again, if it's a sketch show and people are having a go at an advertisement on TV, that seems more innocent. It seems more fun. You know, some insurance commercial that people are pulling down on TV, like, you know, Magnus Gavansky or whoever. You know, that seems like kind of permissible. Anyway, there is a bit of that tall poppy thing in Australia, you know, where we like to drag people down. I always, in my comedy, I always wanted to hang it on myself. You know, I didn't want to really pull... As you say,
we're all trying to get to that same island, you know. As someone's going to try to cut you off every way, and you know, you're trying to get on top of you, look for what you have, and that's why I call it the comedy family in our Melbourne community, and you want to, no one's going to step on each other. We try to have each other as much as we can, and you're catching up because it's family, you know. That lot about layman type stuff.
Exactly.
You're not stressed out and go for someone's going to steal my jokes or you know.
Oh, exactly. All that type of stuff. I'll tell you something interesting. I did the Loman last time. I did the Loman. I pretty much, by my standards, I didn't really believe in my routine. And I felt like I really kind of bombed. And even though John Brable rang me up and he said, you didn't bomb, mate. You were doing okay. They were still enjoying it. By me, I know that I felt it, that I wasn't really believing in my routine. Anyway, Aden said something really nice to me. He goes, mate, you know, you don't bomb as bad as some of the new guys bomb, you know, because you've done all those gigs behind you and everything, and so that was a very encouraging thing to say.
Like if it's new material, of course, it's a bit, you know, because obviously you should always, if you're trying to have in between, you know, for laughter, try something in between. It doesn't work and kind of relay something, and you bring out the guitar and stuff. So
they hated that even. Gee,
should have done naked.
Nightmares. So and what this is interesting because I think you brought that point up that brand new comics die hard. When they die, brand new comics die hard. They die pretty tough because they don't have those lines to kind of get them out.
Thick skin, or you know, they're more vulnerable, I suppose. And it's you see a lot, especially in my 6 years. I'm like, where has these guys gone? They're all actually decent. And then you think, well, it's, you know, maybe it's not for them, and they have different goals. You're not sure because we all got different goals. A few of us might have the same. It's actually going international, get on TV and stuff, and do that sort of thing, and a lot of people, because I remember I cried, this phenomenal, broke down to get out the couch for 6 days. Well, went to my first ever raw thing, and I wanted to throw away every second day. I felt like I'm going to throw it away. But somehow I just keep pushing,
So what happened at Raw? You just...
it was just a long night, like it went 3.5 hours.
Oh, no.
This one, and it was the 23rd or 24th act, so they chose the 4th to go, and you know everyone's tired and shit, and by the time I got up there I just kind of I think coming means a lot to myself and many others as well, so it's like dating a girl who you never met before overseas, but it feels like she's cheating on you.
That's
how I feel.
You don't know, she's kissed another gag. She's kissed another gag. You know what's interesting? Homie Johnson, great comic, said that sometimes he's gone home crying from gigs, like actually crying, tears of and I've done it as well. I remember I did this gig in Sydney, and I really, because sometimes you can be the funniest guy on the planet.
Oh yeah.
And then the next night, you can't get a laugh because you haven't got a profile like you have if you're on TV, like a Rove or Husey or Will Ants or whatever. Anyway, the promoter said to the bar guy said to the promoter, I don't want that guy from Melbourne coming back here and doing another gig. And the promoter told me, and I went home in tears. I was just like, oh man, I was so gutted. And it's just, it's people don't realise it's at that, that's part of the course of it all at times, right?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, and so I have some absolutely shocking ones as well. And you just kind of swallow your pride. Even do double gigs, and in one night you go to next town, you smash one, bomb the other, same jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
And, different. Now, every time I go around Balaclava area, which is the kind of past Sinkle there, I do shopping.
Yeah.
And what is that catchy? Yeah, a lot of Jews. Nothing wrong with the Jews. Yeah, just just don't laugh at my jokes.
Well, I'll tell you something interesting. Elliot Goblet, Jack Levi, did the Sheep Shearers Association, did a corporate gig for them, and they just did not get it. The sheep shearers. So if you're watching this tonight and you're a comedian and you get invited by the Sheep Shearers Association to do a gig, say no.
Say no. Yeah.
Say no. Aden, that pretty much wraps us up for the show tonight. I want to thank you for coming on the show, and everything you said tonight reminds me of why I really relied on you so much at the Craftsman's Corner Bar and Kitchen when we were running a room there. You are one of the hardest working guys in comedy. You are one of the most reliable guys in comedy, and on top of it, a really decent bloke.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thanks for coming on the show,
mate. And don't self less.